Testing audio. Testing movement. Testing audio. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Gundam Ace, aka John Hooper, and I'm here with my streaming of Rebellion Secret Game Second Stage. When we left off last time, we met about half the characters, half of the main cast, as they they gathered in a village in order to hear about the rules of the game. And just as things ended, we saw them discover a huge pile of bodies of corpses from a previous game, it seems, and so that tells them that the game is for real. So we're gonna pick up again from right off there, and here we go. While the participants at the briefing were learning of the fatal risks of the game, there were other players out there who didn't attend the briefing for their own reasons. One of them was Akinori Majima. He walked alone through the forest, muttering to himself in a low voice. Christ, what a ridiculous game. A young man over 180 centimeters in stature, Majima weaved his way between the trees while carefully surveying his surroundings. Like the other players, he had woken up with a PDA he'd never seen before in his pocket. Just remembering the clear condition, special function, player number, and basic rules written, it was enough to irritate Majima. His player number was 7. His clear condition was possess 10 or more unused memory chips. His special function was display number of memory chips of all players within a 10-meter range possess. Alright, 1 second. Majima had no idea what memory chips were, but seemed he needed to collect them either way. And while he didn't know the finer details, he did get that the general idea of the game was to fulfill his clear condition, lest he face his collar detonating. Damn it. Majima curled his hands into fists in anger at the organizers, or, more accurately, at this unjust situation. But no matter how hard he gripped it, he couldn't break the collar wrapped snugly around his neck. Majima looked just up ahead, only to see a surveillance camera locked firmly on him. Someone sure has too much time on their hands. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Is watching me wander aimlessly really that fun? He received no answer, of course. But that was no reason for him to give whoever was watching this messed up game any entertainment. He'd be damned if he played right into the administrator's hands. To Majima, it was better for him to act according to his own beliefs and find out information for himself, rather than taking whatever information the managers have prepared in advance. Thus he had boycotted the briefing and gone to gather information. few minutes later, Majima finally made it outside his stretch of the woods. Just then, someone called out to him. Excuse me. Who's there? Majima turned around, only to see an unfamiliar girl. He wondered if she was another participant in this game. Majima kept his hands clenched as he carefully observed the girl's actions. Shin frankly spoke up as though she'd realized Majima was being cautious of her. I swear I'm not a bad person. My name's Yui Ogihara.
私と同じで、わけわかんないうちに連れてこられた人ですよね。首はしてますし。
You were taken here too without even knowing it as well, weren't you? You know, since you have a collar too.
あれ?
Huh? Not having expected Majima to keep up the silent treatment, the girl called Yui frowned uneasily. However, Majima still couldn't make up his mind on how to deal with her.
Do
you know what memory chips are?
Memory chip?
Huh? Memory chips? Have you not seen one of these? Majima took his PDA out of his uniform's pocket and held it out to Yui. Oh, would you let me look at that for a while? Absolutely not. Why not? I can't give away my information for free, no matter what. You do remember this is a game, right? Wait, it is? I dropped mine and it broke. I don't know who put it there, but I didn't even realize it was in my pocket. Yui took out her PDA and held it out. Majima took it and looked it over, but just as Yui had said, even when he pressed the power button, the screen failed to light up. Does that mean you don't know your clear condition, special function, or the rules? No. I dropped it before I could see those. But hey, that means this really is a game, doesn't it? It would seem that way. Majima crossed his arms and heaved a great sigh. He'd been hoping for her to exchange information with him about memory chips and the other players' clear conditions, so this was completely unexpected. It depends on the definition of broken if she'll be dead in 3 hours. Like, if she completely broke it, then, yeah, she'd probably be screwed, but if it's just like, how do I put it? Like, she only, like, it's something that can be fixed, then probably not. So, she'd probably be fine if, as long as it's not a fatal, not fatally broken. Alright, what Majima did take from this was that there were some players out there who wouldn't hurt a fly. I've got a long way to go. Majima was just beginning to regret passing on the briefing when Yui spoke again.
すごくがっかりしてるところで申し訳ないんですけど。 そのルールとかゲームとか教えてもらえませんか？
I'm really sorry for letting you down so much, but do you think you could tell me about those rules in this game or stuff like that? Majima looked down on the girl staring at him with pleading eyes. It was true that her PDA was broken, so she was likely telling him, Sorry, it was true that her PDA was broken, so she was likely telling the truth about not knowing the rules and so on. Hold on a second. If she didn't know about the collars, then it was possible she could die accidentally even if her PDA gave her a warning alarm. He didn't really care about her. Not even Majima would be able to get that guilt off his conscience if he left Yui as she was. Very well. I'll tell you everything I know, with the exception of information relating to me. Really? Thank you so much! First, there are 6 rules. Ignoring Yui's cheerful smile that seemed completely out of place for the gravity of the situation, Majima started by giving a brief explanation of the basic rules. And there you have it. Just be careful of your collar for now.
そうだったんですか。うわー、私一回思いっきり引っ張っちゃってました。危なかった。
So that's how it is. Oh my god, I even tried to rip the thing off before. That was close. 警報は鳴らなかったのか? There was no warning alarm or anything?
鳴りましたよ。すっごいびっくりして、でも警報止めないとって思って、慌てて PDA の電源を切ったんです。
There was. It scared me really bad, so I turned off my PDA as fast as I could to make it stop. やはり警報が鳴るのか。この侵入禁止エリアも怪しいな。So the alarm did go off. At this rate, maybe it really will be the same for the forbidden areas.
あれ？侵入禁止エリアも鳴るんですよね。
Huh? Do you mean it also rings when we enter a forbidden area?
それをこれから確かめに行く。
That's what I'm planning to find out for myself now. Huh? Huh?
それじゃあ、あとは頑張るんだな。
Alright, good luck with the rest. Now that he told Yui everything he could, Majima immediately turned to leave. But Yui called out to him before he could take even a single step.
待ってください。私 PDA が壊れてるのに置いていかれてもどうしたら。
Please wait. My PDA is still broken. What am I supposed to do if you leave me behind?
俺にはお前の PDA は直せない。ルールは伝えたし、あとは自分でどうにかしろ。
I can't fix your PDA. Now that I've told you the rules, you can figure out things for yourself.
そんな。一緒に行動してくれないんですか？
But can't we travel together?
一緒にいる意味はないだろう。
There's no reason for us to, is there?
だったら別にいいです。私も一緒に行きますから。
And there's no reason for us not to. I'm going with you too. With those words, the girl stuck close behind Majima. Do what you will. Majima silently began to descend the mountain without turning back to Yui once. Yui continued to ask Majima questions as they walked, so he told her what he knew. Yui furrowed her brow when he mentioned the part about the briefing.
説明会？そんなのあったんですか？
Really? They're holding a briefing?
ああ、この先にある村で開催されていたらしい。
Right. It seems they're holding it in this village up ahead.
真島さんは参加したんですか？ その説明会ってのに。
Did you participate in that briefing, Majima?
いや、面倒だな。
No. Figured it was more trouble than it was worth.
もう終わっているかもしれないが、今からでもお前は行くべきだろう。PDA の件もある。
It might have already finished, but you should probably go anyway. Besides, there's the matter of your PDA to consider as well.
主催者に会えれば交換してもらえるかもしれない。
If you come across the organizers, you might be able to exchange it for a new one.
え、私が行くとしたら、真島さんはどうするんですか？
Wait, what are you gonna do if I go?
俺は関係ないだろう。徒労に終わる可能性もある。
I'm not going. It might be a waste of time for all I know.
そんなことないですよ。ただでさえこんなわけのわからない状況なんですから。たくさん人がいる方が安全ですよ。
That's not true. Since there's still so much we don't know about this whole thing, wouldn't it at least be safer to hang out with a bunch of people? True, if there are a lot of people there, Majima could team up with them. But that also mean there'd be just that much more on his plate for him to keep his guard around. Just like how there was no point in buying a bag to carry stuff when the bag itself weighed 10 kilos.
安全か否かはイーブンだ。それより俺はこんなくだらない茶番から早く抜け出したい。
There's an equal chance of safety and risk in going. Anyway, I've had enough of this ridiculous farce, so I want to get out of this place as soon as possible.
お前はお前の考えで行動しろ。俺は俺だ。
You act in whatever way you feel is best. I'm going my own way. Majima began walking faster as though to leave Yui behind.
そんな、待ってくださいよ。
Hey, please wait for me! Yui ran on after him. Majima decided to let her do whatever she wanted, figuring she'd eventually give up if he continued to ignore her. Eventually, he made it out of the forest and into a riverbank.
もう歩くの早いですってば。
Oh jeez, you're walking way too fast.
ついてこなければいいだろう。
You don't have to follow me.
どうしてそんな意地悪言うんですか？
Why are you being so mean?
意地悪で言っているわけじゃない。俺は一人でここで、それだけだ。
I'm not being mean. I'm just going off on my own, that's all. Finally fed up with her, Majima was considering running for it. But just then, he stopped dead in his tracks. Yui crashed right into his back, but Majima couldn't afford to pay any heed to that. Soon enough, the bushes in front of them shook. And a young man of the same sort of build as Majima emerged, grinning fearlessly.
ようやく俺以外の参加者に会えたぜな。
About goddamn time I found some other players. The blonde man shrugged his shoulders and approached the two of them casually. The piercing falcon-like gaze in his eyes made it clear he wasn't the friendly type.
おいてめえら、説明会とかいうのに出たか？出たんなら説明されたことを教えろや。
Hey, you guys, did you go to that briefing thing? If so, tell me what they told you.
ほら、道間違えちまって間に合わなかったから。
I got lost, so I missed the whole thing.
もしかして、お前？
Wait a sec, are you? The young man raised an eyebrow and looked over Majima like a snake sizing up its prey. His eyes widened in what appeared to be recognition, and all of a sudden, he broke out into laughter.
おいおい、マジかよ。どんな確率だっつ話だな、おい。
Holy crap, are you shitting me? What are the fucking odds of this?
なんだ？
What are you talking about?
なんなの？あの人。
Who is this guy?
久々に神様ってやつの存在を信じたくなったぜ。
Oh man, This is the first time in ages I felt there's a god out there.
いきなり拉致ってこられてゲームだ。ふざけんじゃねえと思ってたが、案外悪くねえ状況だ。
I thought this was some fucked up shit when I suddenly got grabbed and thrown to this game, but maybe this ain't so bad at all. The young man chuckled heartily and put a hand to his face. His falcon-like eyes slowly but surely slanted in heartfelt joy. Just then, the young man's laughter ceased just as abruptly as it had started.
答えろ。
Answer me. The young man shot a piercing glare at Majima while bending a nearby sapling branch like he was about to tear it off.
てめえ、東海二学の真島明則だな。
You're Akinori Majima of Tokai Academy too, ain't you?
だったらなんだ。
And if I am,
死ねえよ。
die! And with that word, the young man threw the sapling branch right at Majima's face with the force of a spear. Majima wasted no time in dodging. The branch scraped his face and spun right past him, disappearing into the woods. Yui let out a short scream at the sudden turn of events.
俺がどんだけこのチャンスを待ってたかわかるか、は
Do you have any fucking idea how long I've been waiting for this chance? Do ya?
誰だお前は。
Who in the world are you?
まあそうだよな、そりゃそうだ。てめえは俺のことなんざみじんも記憶にねえよな。
Oh yeah, no shit, of course not. I bet I didn't leave even the slightest impression on you, did I?
いやー、参った参った。さすがは真島さんだな。
Man, now this is embarrassing. Nothing less of the oh-so mighty Majima. Yui hid behind Majima at the sight of the young man randomly bursting into laughter and shouting. But the young man just glared straight at Majima, almost as if he'd never seen Yui to begin with. Just as Yui could swear she heard the young man's ground teeth, bared like the fangs of a ravenous beast, creak, he kicked the ground savagely.
俺の名前は黒川正樹。てめえに恨みを持つ男だ。覚えとけ。
My name is Masaki Kurokawa. Burn into your goddamn brain, for you and I have a score to settle. Kurokawa threw a punch as he shouted that, while Majima swiftly brought his fist in front of his chin. Meanwhile, Yuna Toda was wandering around, having also chosen to pass on the briefing, albeit for different reasons than Majima. She'd had to walk through mountains and thickets to get there, but she had almost arrived at her destination.
あと少しね。
Just a little more to go. Yuna had met with an unfortunate little hit and run shortly after she started moving, but hadn't encountered any sort of major trouble since then. She'd found 2 cubes, using one of the memory chips to successfully get her hands on a weapon. A Beretta M9 2FS. The cold lump of metal, safely snug at Yuna's waist, was one of the most powerful and well-known symbols of violence out there. Just then, the forest suddenly ended, and Yuna found herself in a clearing with a cabin. She checked her PDA to find that the marker that appeared on the map while she inserted her second memory chip did indeed match up with the location of this cabin.
間違いないみたいね。
This has gotta be the place.
さて、それじゃあ家探しと行きますか。
Okay then, Time for a little house hunt. When Yuna entered the cabin, she was greeted by the faint scent of dust and cypress. There was black soot all over the place, but the wooden floor and walls showed no signs of rotting. It appeared quality wood had gone to good use in this place. Ugh, found ya. The object in question was located in the cupboard at the bottom of the rusty kitchen. It was a brand new burlap bag. Yuna threw it on the lodge's table, took a seat, and reached into the bag. The first thing she found were canned fruit and 2 500ml water balls. After that,
やけに重いと思ったらこういうことね。
I thought these things would be heavier. She took out the bag's last remaining provision, a sword. It was a Liu Yendao. It was a Liu Yedao, a curved Chinese sword. It was heavy due to the blade's width, not an easy weapon to wield by any stretch of the mind. Still, Yuna figured it would come in handy for self-defense if she ran out of bullets.
邪魔なようだったら捨てちゃえばいいしね。
Well, I guess I can just throw it out if it looks like it's getting in my way. Yuna left the cabin with the sword in hand. But at that moment, a clear voice echoed into the dawn sky.
止まってください。
Halt right there, if you would. Faced with that voice as high as a bell, yet filled with strength that sounded like her will itself, Yuna stopped dead in her tracks. As soon as she did, a black squall came rushing right at her. Yuna made out the squall's features as it drew nearer. An ink-black school uniform and long, flowing jet black hair. A picture-perfect Japanese teenage girl. The girl raised her right hand as she approached. Yuna tossed the sword aside and drew out her Beretta, all without the slightest hesitation. No fear or panic took hold of her mind. The sort of situation was far removed from the kind of despair that Yuna knew.
素手で来るとはいい度胸ね。
You sure have guts to come at me unarmed. Hold on one second. Yuna jumped out of the girl's trajectory and pointed her gun straight ahead. Only 6 seconds remained until the two of them made contact. The girl was moving faster than Yuna had expected, but she wasn't about to lose to an unarmed opponent at this range. Yuna and the girl were now a mere 4 steps away.
足の一つくらいは覚悟しなさいよね。
You better be ready for a bullet through the leg. But no sooner had Yuna pointed her gun at the girl's leg than did the latter's movements suddenly change.
ゲットです。
Mine!
は？
Wait, what? The girl darted for the sword Yuna had tossed aside moments ago, not even sparing Yuna a single glance.
よし、やっと手に入りました。
Yes, I finally found one.
あれ？でもこれ日本刀じゃないのですか？
But wait, this is not a Japanese katana, is it?
これはとんだまがいものです。せっかくいい獲物を見つけたと思ったのに。
This is just a horrible sham, and here I thought I'd finally found a good weapon.
まあでも、これはこれでもらっていきましょう。 どうもありがとうございました。
Oh well, I suppose it shall do for the time being. Thank you very much.
ちょっと待ちなさい。
Hold it right there.
はい。
Hmm?
一体何なの君は。
Just who in the heck are you?
名乗るほどのものではありません。
You have not earned the right to hear my name.
ああ、そう。じゃあ別に名前はいいけど。
Oh, is that right? Fine then, forget the name thing for now.
いきなり襲ってきて、人の持ち物に難癖つけた挙句、それをもらっていこうとか何様なの？
Anyway, just who do you think you are, charging people out of the blue, criticizing their belongings and taking them?
刀が欲しかったのです。
I wanted the katana.
欲しければ奪うわけ。
So you stole it?
違います。私はあなたが投げ捨てたところを拾っただけです。
I did not steal it. I merely picked up that which you had discarded.
私が捨てなかったら、絶対に刀を目当てに襲ってきてたでしょ。
So if I hadn't thrown it aside, you would have definitely attacked me if you saw me holding that thing, wouldn't you?
襲いません。
I would not have.
だったら間を置かずに即答しなさいよ。
Don't hesitate. Give me a clear answer off the bat.
十中八九襲いません。
I almost certainly would not have attacked you.
ああ、そう。はいはい。じゃあ 10% の人間ってことね、君は。
Almost, huh? Gotcha. So that means there was still a small chance you would have attacked someone. Yuna raised her hand and pointed her gun at the girl. The girl's eyes instantly narrowed, glaring right at Yuna.
何の真似ですか？
Whatever you're trying to pull.
私ね、一応全員がクリアすることを願ってるの。このゲームをね。
You see, what I want more than anything is for all the players to clear this game.
であれば、どうして私に銃口を向けるのです？
Then why are you hoisting your firearm at me?
その刀を没収するためよ。
So I can confiscate that sword, that's why.
誰かが武装すれば、他の誰かも武装して争い始める。だから君に武器は持たせない。わかった？
If one person arms themselves, then someone else will do the same and a fight will break out. So I can't let you have that weapon. You get me?
あなたに指図される理由がわかりません。それに、あなたも武装しています。
I do not understand why you are ordering me around. Besides, are you yourself not armed?
私は殺す気はないからいいの。この銃は抑止力よ。
I'm not going to kill anyone, so it's fine. I'm just using it as a deterrent.
私も人を殺す気は。
I do
おりません。
not have any intention of killing others either.
だったら、間を置かず即答しなさいよ。
Again, stop hesitating and answer off the bat.
十中八九殺しません。
I will almost certainly not kill anyone.
はいはい。君が 10% の人間なのはもう分かったから、その刀を返しなさい。
Yeah, and we all know that means there's still a small chance you're gonna off someone, so hand over the sword.
お断りします。私にはやらねばならぬことがあるので。
I refuse. There's something I must do, you see.
それにあなた、随分とこのゲームについて詳しいようですね。
And I must say, you seem quite knowledgeable about this game. Oh, sorry. And I must say, you seem quite sorry. Okay. And I must say, you seem quite knowledgeable about this game. Would you not agree? The girl smoothly drew the silver blade from its scabbard.
抜いたわね。
So you drew it, huh? To Yuna, who saw peaceful resolutions, facing off with an armed opponent was the most undesirable turn of events. Regardless, now that it had come to this, she had no other choice.
一応聞いておくけど、話し合いの余地はないの？
Just to be safe, there's no chance of us talking this out, I take it?
あなたが私に刀をくれるのであれば見逃してあげます。 無益な殺生をするつもりはありません。
I will let this matter slide if you let me have the blade. I do not wish to partake in any pointless destruction of life.
殺しの有益無益を考えてる時点で話にならないわね。
Negotiations ended the moment you weighed the benefits and downsides to murder. Yuna glared coldly at the girl, her eyes narrowing to slits. The girl held her sword up in a fighting stance in concert with that glare. But the way she held it was somewhat off, possibly because it wasn't a Japanese sword like she'd been hoping for.
剣道の経験者？片手剣を使ったことがないみたいだけど大丈夫なの？
You're a kendo student, aren't you? Doesn't look like you've ever fought with a one-hand sword before, though. You sure you're alright?
心配は無用です。日頃はもっと長い刀を振っていますので。
Your concern is unwarranted. I normally wield blades longer in this. The girl cut down Yuna's concerns with an unwavering expression. Yuna couldn't help but quietly snicker at her opponent's foolishly honest response. Before the fight began, she sized down her opponent. The katana-obsessed girl appeared to be good at fights, but lacking in actual combat experience. What's more, she was clearly overconfident in her own abilities, judging from the way she thought she could use her skills to properly wield a sword she wasn't familiar with.
行くわね。
Here I go. With that shout marking the start of their duel, Yuna faced the girl and moved her muzzle slightly. And just as she predicted, the girl started to run circles around her in response. Whereas a no-holds-barred fight, Yuna would likely be wary of her opponent throwing her sword at her at this point, but that wasn't likely to happen, given the girl's fixation on swords. No, the girl would go for close-range combat with the sword and nothing else. In contrast, Yuna could attack the girl from any range so long as she matched the muzzle up to her movements. When she took all that into account, Yuna grew confident about her odds of winning.
どうしたの？走り回ってるだけじゃ私は仕留められないわよ。
What's wrong? You'll never take me down running laps around me all day.
気遣い無用。
Spare me your advice. Seeing a slim but possible opening when Yuna readjusted her feet, the girl closed the distance between them. But Yuna just calmly pointed her gun at the girl without a moment's delay and... Bang! Fooled by Yuna's feint, the girl jumped back.
ほらほら、どうしたのよ。
Come on, seriously? You fell for that?
この。
Why, you?
うっと。
Whoa there. It seemed the girl was getting worked up by Yuna's taunts. When Yuna pointed the gun at her again, she showed not an iota of fear this time. Now she was actively closing the distance between them, the girl switched to the offensive, while Yuna went on defense.
そこです。
Now!
さすがに早いわね。
Whoa, you sure are one fast sucker.
はあ。
The girl swung her sword with a shout, but Yuna dodged while putting some distance between the two of them. Though she was unused to the weapon she held, the girl's attacks were swift. Though she was unused to the weapon she held, the girl's attacks were swift, managing to slice a few strands of Yuna's fiery mane from her head. Yuna was beginning to think that this girl really could go toe-to-toe with her if she got her hands on a Japanese sword. But as she was now, a slave to her own sword's weight, she was still no match for Yuna. You're open! The girl was about to strike again when she saw Yuna faking a shot yet again. She jumped away as far as she could, like she were trying to avoid being mauled by a lion. For unlike her previous feint, Yuna really had pulled the trigger slightly this time. How dare you make a mockery of me? The girl got back into a fighting stance and lifted her sword up high. She lunged forward, ready to unleash a diagonal shoulder slash. Up until now, Yuna would have taken this opportunity to dodge the slash and take advantage of the distance it put between them. But this time, she took a step forward. Caught slightly off guard by her opponent's sudden actions, the girl paused for a moment. Her slash slowed down, reducing what would have been a killing stroke into a mere half-hearted swing. Yuna didn't miss that chance. This is it! Yuna kicked the girl right in the solar plex. The girl flew through the air, gasping as her slender body bent into a curved semicircle. The sheer force of the impact left the girl unable to breathe for a short while, and she soon fell into the depths of unconsciousness. Phew. Guess I'm still on top of my game. Yuna put the Beretta back at her hip and let out a long overdue breath. The first person Yuna had been forced to suppress ended up being an oddball fixation on swords, but it helped that she'd been someone Yuna could handle of her own strength. She couldn't help but sigh at the thought that she'd have to keep doing this over and over again, but the ends justified the means, or rather, forced them in this case. Okay then, so what should I do with this girl? Yuna thought about her next move as she looked upon the unconscious girl. There was no doubt that the girl would attack her again if she was left as she was. And even if she didn't, the way she had talked earlier implied she might run off and kill someone. If she attacked Yuna, then Yuna could still fight her off, but any untrained player would undoubtedly be pulverized by the girl. Which means tying her up really is my only choice. So Yuna decided to go for an initial plan aimed to bind all players who wouldn't play ball. It was with that thought that she looked back at the cabin. The black-haired girl simply laid peacefully on the ground, unaware of the fate that was about to befall her. Good. This should do it. Okay then, time to wake up. Come on. Two slaps to the cheek were all it took to send the girl blinking her eyes open. Good morning. Did you sleep well? You're... The girl glared at Yuna and tried to get up so as to put some distance between the two of them. But then she realized that her arms and legs were bound, leaving her to wriggle on the ground like a caterpillar. Why you? Sorry, but I took the trouble of tying you up. You're being too much of a pain. How dare you tie me up without giving me the chance to fight back, you coward? Don't you think that would have made it much harder for me if I had? That is true.
ってそういう話じゃありません。早くこれをほどいてください。
Wait, that is not the point. Please hurry up and untie me.
ダメよ。だってそれをほどいたら君はどうするつもり？
No can do. I mean, what do you plan to do if I do untie you?
あなたに襲いかかります。
Attack you.
素直ね。でもそれを聞いて私が縄をほどくと思う？
Well, at least you're honest. What makes you think I'm gonna untie you after hearing that?
じゃあなるべく襲いません。ちょっとだけです。
Then I shall try not to attack you. A little bit.
却下。
Nope, still not happening.
じゃあどうすればいいんですか？
Then what do you want?
まず襲うって選択肢をなくしなさいよ。
Choosing not to attack me would be a start. Yuna heaved a great sigh. After answering so many stupid questions honestly, even her anger was fading.
もう少し私に媚びを売るとかできないわけ？売ってほしいわけじゃないけど、今の状況を見てさ。
Can't you do a better job of trying to butter me up or trick me? I mean, not that I want you to, but you really need to look at the big picture here.
無理です。自分に嘘はつけません。
Impossible. I cannot lie to myself.
まあ正直なのはいいけど、どう考えても損するわよ、その性格。
Look, I appreciate the honesty and all, but I can't imagine you'll get very far with a personality like that.
っていうか、よく今まで生きてこれたわね。私なら絶対無理だわ。
Or rather, I'm shocked you've managed to live this long. I could never live life like that.
余裕です。強ければいいだけですから。
It is simple. All you have to do is be strong.
でも私には負けたわよね。
But I beat you, didn't I?
あれは私に刀がなかったからです。
That was because I did not have a katana. Nothing more, nothing less.
刀さえあればあなたには絶対に負けません。
If I had a katana, then I would never lose.
とく公正の余地なしって感じね。
Jeez, there's just no arguing with you, is there?
じゃあ一つ聞くけどさ、
Fine. Then let me ask you something. Yuna took out the sword she'd taken back from the girl.
君は私がこれを持ってる限り襲いかかってくるって言ってる？
You're saying you'll attack me as long as I have this, right?
全力で襲います。
With everything I have.
あ、いや、その
Wait, no.
7割くらいの力で襲います。
I will attack you with a good deal of what I have.
あっそ。
Gee, that makes me feel so much better. Yuna found herself frowning at the girl's forced answer. She took the sword and swung into a nearby tree with all her might. Once it was stuck deeply in, Yuna used all her weight to bend the sword to the center.
わ